Hello, what up guys, how you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 21 Ultimate Team Road to Glory. Finger points to the sky. It is of course Sunday. Hope you guys are all doing well. With it being a Sunday, I hope that you are sitting back, relaxing and enjoying, and I don't know, take a load off today. We don't need any stress or anything on our lovely Sunday. Make sure you, if you can, get a chance to have a little bit of a rest and just, I don't know, watch some YouTube, watch some Twitch, all of that type of stuff that we all enjoy. If you could do me a favor as we go into the episode, hit me with a thumbs up. You know, I keep going on about it, but I'd love to see 5k likes from you guys. Keep supporting the series, show that love, and of course subscribe as well if you're new around here. Thank you for 502,000 subscribers. On our way to 503. Let's get it. Now, yeah, you can see my team hasn't actually changed. I know that we talked about it at the end of yesterday's episode with the thoughts of like that mid Zanetti and then bringing some of the Argentines in and some of the La Liga players in to just change it up a little bit. Because obviously what we are is 3-2 in the weekend league right now. It's definitely not going super to plan, but it is what it is. I'm not too worried about it. What we can do is hope for a few slightly easier games along this run because, you know, we haven't started so well. And, I mean, Suker scores the first goal, and he's actually going to end up scoring the second one here. You take a look at, like, the dribbling and and just, like, the close control and actually the rocket of a shot that flies into the back of the net. And that's a really nice goal. But a lot of the time I'm sat there thinking there's just something that's not, like, super special about this card. I wish there was going to be, like, I love using icons because, well, in previous FIFAs, to me, it gave, like, that was my favourite part about the game. I love icons, you know, they're sick. But since, like, the promo content has been doubled, tripled, quadrupled, we're getting crazy cards left, right, and centre all the time. I feel like some of the icons, the ones that are really usable, cost a fortune, and then the other ones, I mean, like Davor Shuker, he's got some pretty good stats, and he's okay, to be fair. Like, his goal contributions and stuff for the team are good, but there's just something about him that just doesn't feel amazing, and I feel like back in a previous FIFA, it would have felt great. And I don't know whether that could possibly be because of this guy that scores right now. You know, us packing a Team of the Year Ronaldo, he's got stats for days. I won't use a player as good as him the rest of this year. And that might have just, like, you know, left me spoiled. Because, I mean, nobody's going to compare to that CR7, right? So, I don't know. Anyway, this guy gave up after 6-1. And I think he was trying to score 3 own goals to just get a 3-0 loss for himself. But he ends up, like, missing from, like, I don't know, really, really, really close, and pausing it and quitting. Sorry, I just heard some shouting in the background. I think my football team might have just scored. I heard my brother celebrating. So we get an 8-1 victory in that game right there. We'll take it for sure. And that does bring us up to 4-2, right? 4-2, yeah. And then we go into another game, and it's another crazy squad. I have found that this weekend, even on just old gen, the squads have still been, like, kind of nuts. On par with mine a lot of the time, which I don't usually expect because, you know, obviously I spend a lot of time on this game, you know, more so than the casuals, obviously. And then, yeah, normally sometimes you can come up against opponents with squads that are better than you, but maybe then at that point they don't play the game as much. They just spend on a credit card. You know, that's how they enjoy the game. So sometimes you can come away with wins against squads like that. But what I seem to be finding is that I was matching up against some people with some very competent squads, and it just seems like they were, I don't know, very good players as well. So, yeah, it's definitely not going to be the easiest of weekend leagues this weekend, that's for sure. In fact, I'd go as far as to say is that so far I feel like this might be my most difficult weekend league to date. So, we're 3-1 up against this guy, though. And I have to say, like, this particular game right here, I did finally figure this guy out. And because I can't remember if it was this lad. It might have been. There was one guy that had like 70% possession against me at half time. And then I just totally figured him out, kept my cool, tried to play FIFA, and eventually I ended up with like 50-50 possession at the end of the game. And I just bossed the second half. No, it wasn't this guy. But as you can see there, some pretty good domination in that game, even though it didn't feel like it, you know? Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Anyway, we go into the next one. He's already got his moments deco, and then there's what, like a mid-Yash in there, and also a Eusebio, Rooney, like very OP, crazy looking squad, you know. We whipped the ball into the box with Rooney, and I actually managed to get ahead of there with Cristiano Ronaldo. I've been missing quite a lot of my corner headers this weekend. I don't know if my technique's just messed up or I'm just like not with it on the sticks, but yeah, Ronaldo's been missing quite a few of them, but every now and again he'll end up scoring one. And then take a look at that for a finish from Suker. I thought that his pace was going to let him down there, but we were still able to get the shot off without it being AI blocked. And there's a 2-0 rage quit. So, I mean, we actually did have one game there, which was pretty easy. You know, lots of chances in the first half. And that's a little bit of a breath of fresh air because it's, you know, we get up to 6 wins. We're now 6-2. Although it's been a grind, you know, that's a pretty decent record. And we should be able to push forward from that. Then we come up against this. I'd say this guy's got pretty unlucky in some baby and mid-icon packs, if I'm honest. But that Isaac up front is definitely someone you need to be careful of because he's got some good stats on him. And I think he's 4-star, 5-star. And, I mean, it's him that opens up the scoreline here or breaks the deadlock there and puts me 1-0 down. So we've got some work to do. Bergwijn knocks it into Cristiano Ronaldo. I can just cut back inside, hit him with the left foot. You know, I'm just as comfortable shooting on the left as I am the right, as you can imagine with someone who's got 98 shooting by default. Kleiber into Bergwijn. Lovely ball through to Cristiano. And that's just a first-time shot. He just about made it there with the pace, just about held composure with the 2 defenders and the goalie around him, and still scored the goal. We love CR7 around here. So I'm 2-1 up at half-time. We start the second half, and 5 or 6 minutes into it, he knocks it back to Isaac, and, you know, yeah, fair play. Good, calm, composed finish, and that's going to be an equaliser. So right back to square one again. And then this happens. Oh, dear. I mean, John Stones, hey, clear it. Oh, no, Ian Rush has beat him to it, and, yeah. I guess that counts as Isaac's goal because I think he did like stick his leg through the middle of Kleiber's legs. But this game went from okay to bad to worse. It just got out of my hands. Don't know how. And I think on a different day, if I'm like playing well, I come away with like a 4-1 victory in this match or something. But you know, I'm 4-2 down. He makes it 5-2 as well, and it's just like, huh? I was really sat there thinking, am I going crazy? What's going on here? So we lose 5-2. And fair play, GG's. When you look at the end result, should it have been 5-2? Well, probably not. But hey, if I can't score my opportunities, then I'm not going to win, am I? So 6-2 becomes 6-3. All right, not too big of a deal. Win this one. We'll be 7-3 after our first 10 games. And nothing to really complain about. But he has lots of good icons, I would say, from his baby and middle icon packs. Either that or he's just done so many that he's accumulated some of the better ones over time. But I go 1-0 up, and it is that man Ronaldo to put me 1-0 up. You love to see it. Matthias then plays a good ball through to Davor Shuker. This guy also had him, and of course you're just going to make the smart pass there, which is to sweat it across to Garincha, and he scores the goal to equalise. So 1-1 at half-time, pretty even match. I feel like this one is going to go bad or something. I don't know. I felt like I was kind of like hanging on. And when Adama gives that away, and the ref gives a penalty for that, and I didn't even really see it because he took the shot, and I thought, you know, I thought it was just going to be a corner. I was a little bit annoyed, a little bit surprised, and now I find myself 2-1 down. So as the match got later on, you know, I probably just put myself into throw the kitchen sink at him mode because it's the 71st minute. And to be honest, I think Adama, with his pace, should be getting to that ball and clearing it before my opponent can, before the ball can just fly into the back of the net. So I'm 3-1 down. I'm really throwing the kitchen sink at him now because I've got a long way. I've got a big mountain to climb. And then when it hit 4-1, I think I just like, yeah, I don't know. I lost full composure, and you could see he makes it 5-1. I think he makes it 6-1 as well. Oh yes, he does. So I don't know. I'd fully lost it. I'd gone. So that's 2 games in a row that we're going to come away with a loss. And I think on another day, that's 2 different games that I could win. So, yeah, it's this 4-4-2 number 2 variant that I'm seeing, the one with the CDMs. I see a lot of people using that this weekend, and they seem to be some of the matches that I'm losing. But GG's to that guy, clearly beat me by a lot of goals. So, he was on it this weekend, that's for sure. So 6-3 now becomes 6-4. Okay, all right. Well, let's get back into it and make it 7-4, shall we? We got I don't know, all sorts of good players in this team. This guy was very good. He gets in with Del Piero, scores at the near post. I move my goalkeeper. I swear I do that all the time. All the time I concede from it as well. You think I would learn, but I just didn't. And I don't know. At this point, my head has removed itself from my body and has been thrown towards Narnia, because yeah, I'd gone. I shouldn't have played this particular match because I just lost 2 in a row, and that should really be your rule. If you lose 2 in a row, maybe give it a break for a little bit, because you're most likely gonna lose the next one and maybe even the next one after that. Just because at that point you're playing a little bit stressed, and I've been trying to not let this game get to me stress-wise, and it's been working like all right. But the last couple of weeks just slipped back in there a little bit with the bad mood from the bad vibes from playing this game. I actually rage quit that one, which is probably the earliest in the weekend league that I've rage quit a game. But yeah, unfortunately 6-4 becomes 6-5. So I was like, okay, we definitely need to stop now. That's getting ridiculous, Sometimes I can go like 10-0. Hasn't happened for quite a while, but that's what I think my level of a player is. I can go like my first 10 games, I might lose a couple of games. So to have lost 5 already is kind of nuts. So I should definitely stop playing and then come back to it the next day. And that's what we'll do. We'll come back to it tomorrow and see how far we can get. But it's time for marquee matchups. What If has arrived. It's a new promo. I'm not going to lie. I think that's a pretty rubbish name for a promo, in all honesty. But I kind of like the idea of it. We've got some fairly decent players in there, some not so good players in there, but I'm happy to see some different players in there as well, which is nice, and I'm pretty happy with it. Obviously, as well, we got the Alejandro Gomez. I was just talking about it a couple of videos ago, and I didn't know what the squad was at that point. I was saying about how we should really be getting like a special Sevilla Alejandro Gomez to get a link to that Acuna. So to get that now that was kind of freaky. So, yeah, I'm happy that happens. But I think he's really, really expensive, so we can't even afford him. That seems to be a problem. They do seem quite expensive, some of these cards. But it is what it is. Hopefully we can pack one then, tradable, because that would make us a lot of money. But, yeah, What If as a name for a promo? I just don't quite... What's the point of it? Is it like, what if they score 6 goals in 5 games? Is that like what they're supposed to be asking? I don't know. But essentially, the players get a +2 increase if they can. I think it's midfielders and attackers. If their team can score a certain amount of goals in a certain amount of games, they get that +2. And if it's a goalkeeper or a defender, if they can keep a certain amount of clean sheets in a certain amount of games, then they get a +2 upgrade as well, like a one-time +2 upgrade. So, it's quite a cool idea. Most of those players are likely to get upgraded as well, which might be why they hold their high prices, because people are seeing them as, like, their future rating and stuff, which is obviously keeping the prices high. We have the Rafinha SBC, which is priced at over 400,000 coins. But when you compare it to the likes of, I don't know, the different versions of Salah and stuff, it doesn't seem that expensive. However, I think it looks quite expensive, and I don't think I'll be doing it. 4-star, 3-star player, doesn't have like outstanding dribbling, shooting, or passing. I think it's one to leave. However, I really like the card design. So I would like to get 1 or 2 of those players in my squad over the next coming weeks, see what we can make happen. Hopefully, I'll take a little look at Alejandro Gomez's price after this, because that could be a big player that we could buy, like for next weekend league if we wanted to do that. Because let's face it, he's going to feel pretty good on this game. I mean, he's going to feel terrible on this game. If you get him in a pack, you should sell him really cheap, and then his price will go down, and then I can buy him. So, yeah, anyway. Marquee matchups this week, unfortunately for me, did not result in any major pack luck. which is, again, you know, like sometimes why I'll happily open packs just before a promo, because I know that there's a chance I can get them, but it's also quite hard to pack some of these players. So I'll just open packs when I get them most of the time. So a little Kramrich there. I think the best thing we got from Marquee Matchups was an 83 Matuidi duplicate. But yeah, other than that, not really much. So it went from good to well, it went from good to pretty bad towards the end there, since we lost 3 games in a row. We've now got a pretty poor record, and Marquee Matchups wasn't super favourable to us. So I think something's got to change. Look out for tomorrow's episode, because I think we'll make some sort of change to this starting 11. Clearly the 4-2-2 isn't quite working out for me either. So once again, back to my 4-1-2-1-2. I think we'll see what we can make happen. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button on today's episode. I'd really appreciate your support on the series. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well if you're new around here. I thank you for that. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. The links are down below. And, well, I hope you just have a lovely Sunday. I know I said it at the start of the video, but, yeah, take it easy. Stay safe. Stay healthy. If the sky's blue out there, maybe get yourself out for a little bit of fresh air and a nice walk. But keep away from people. Anyway, I'll catch you tomorrow for another episode. Peace.